Thank you very much, Program Director, Vice President, Ndlovuya Lima, the Honorable Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Mbete, and the Minister of Science and Technology in the Republic, Mampando, and all the honorable speakers and members of various parliament and legislatures. Firstly, welcome to the province. And secondly, on the issues that we are here to discuss very briefly on our part, just want to say that for us in the province, it was just an overnight matter. Overnight eruption of violence that had thrusted our province into an undesirable spotlight. And all of a sudden, we had people who were displaced out of their residences, and there was then violence, and there were these unfortunate deaths, and we had to then suddenly jump into action. Of course, when we looked at what sparked the whole xenophobic cycle in our province, it had to do with just one small shop in the south of Durban, where there was a labor issue around the owner of a supermarket and his workers locally, who he then replaced with foreign nationals that he could find nearby. And that is spread to other parts of Tegwini, that is other parts of Durban. And there were some signs elsewhere outside of Durban, but the main thrust was in Durban. When we looked at the reasons, what is it that could have led to, or what could have been an underlying cause, we found various reasons in our interaction with the public in Guamashu, in Ispingo, and in the shelters themselves, but particularly in our interaction at the City Hall with traders, especially the small traders in our townships, which was quite a large gathering. The main things that were cited, among others, was the issue of perceptions, where people sit down and think that when they see somebody who is not local, and they think that, of course, that job could have been mine. And therefore it becomes job-related. But there are also issues of trade, where people were citing unfair trade practices, unequal trade practices in the township, talking about access to goods that are for sale, and then selling them at different prices depending on how you got the commodities. They were citing issue of permits to trade. They were citing those kind of issues, including crowding of the trading space in the townships. Now, all of it now looked at as as some of the causes that sparked, or that could have been an underlying matter waiting for something to spark it. And of course, we have packaged things in the province as a provincial government in reaction to that, to try and contain the situation by addressing those situations which were cited by the local traders, so that in the long term we don't suffer the same problems. But some of our responses were short term, including providing protection, but in the main, ensuring that there is a resettlement of people back to their residences. And some, of course, would choose to go to their original countries, and some just in the residences around. But safety was to us a priority, including education, that we needed to educate our nationals here around the importance of embracing people from other countries who are here for various reasons and so on. But we realized that we shall not have done justice unless we establish a committee, which we did establish, a committee that is going to take a long-term view on this matter, which is composed of Advocate Comfort Ngiti, Vasu Kaunden here, Paddy Kini, Stefan Miller, Karen Lotter, Mus Ndombela, all of whom are led by former judge of the United Nations, Judge Navi Pillay. They are at work at the moment, studying various aspects to this matter and how the provincial government can handle the matter in future, understanding the root causes, all of them, and giving us advice in terms of excellent and good practices, but also ensuring that we enjoy long-time understanding and long-range understanding in terms of how to handle this, understanding the causes and so on, but also how to deal with issues that have been raised by local nationals, so that we don't have unexpectedly another wave of xenophobia. But it's clear that I mean, all the time, migration is something that is going to be with us for as long as humanity is around. But ours is to mitigate and find out how best we can handle the situation so that we don't lag behind and run behind things that have developed when we are the Southern African community, and when we are a community of Africans led by the AU. We just have to learn to understand the causes and understand that people will always move around, but in our various efforts in different countries, mitigate those causes that we can, including around sources of conflict, sources of all of them, which are basically either economic or have to do with stability in our various regions. Of course, even here at home in KZN, we have situations where you could see clearly that people are not naturally and ordinarily xenophobic, because some of the reactions, the way they reacted even against locals. If I were a local in Guamashu and hired my old unused shop or garage to somebody who wanted to trade, and then people would turn against that individual, whether local or not local, which shows that reasons were really elsewhere other than purely the naked hatred of people who come from outside South Africa. But I think, by and large, this is a situation that all of us can contain, and the more people hear us from the greater region in the south talking and together and sharing views and making efforts in combating this situation, the more people will open up and understand that, by the way, we're all African and we have to live together and share our common destiny. And it is our hope in KZN by now that the situation should be containable, and that's what we are looking forward, and that's what we are working towards, and that is what the group, the reference group, will enable us on Thursdays. Of Thursday, they will be giving us the first briefing going forward, and we're happy and looking forward to that. And Program Director, this would be my opening remarks, and say, of course, we learn as we go, and had we had our way, we would not have had this kind of situation, and we're sure we would have been good without such a destructive kind of wave to our otherwise very good image as a province and as a country. And while you're here, please enjoy the warmth of the people of KwaZulu-Natal. There's no threat at all, and please enjoy the atmosphere. And of course, let's continue at leadership level with serious efforts to improve the lives of our people, and spare no effort in doing so throughout the region of Southern Africa. Thank you very much.